Welcome on back, folks, to the Valorant Challengers. My name is Upmine, joined here by Sully, and LG and Envy has already kicked off with an absolute bang from Envy. I mean, what a map from them. It's not exactly what we expected from the Envy squad in terms of maybe individual battles, maybe the plays here and there, but oh boy, did it work out for them in the end.
Yeah, you're 100% right. A bang, but only for the side of Envy. LG, it was more or less a whimper. Obviously, your boy Dre had a sick first map, 20 kills spread across those rounds, and well, we've got some highlight plays for you. Obviously, that shot from Thief, I mean, it felt like while LG were struggling overall throughout this entire game, it still felt like they were fragging on all premises. There was no slouch in terms of that in Envy. In the very first, at least the first quarter of this game, it felt extremely close, and it could have gone either way. But Envy, once you give them an inch, they'll give you a mile. They take everything from LG, and there was nothing you could do about it. Now, moving forward into Split, the second map, it's the map pick of Envy, and many have regarded them in the past as the best in the North American region on Split. So LG, this is no easy feat. It's not a map that they're necessarily the best on, but they are extremely competent. Against Sentinels, lost only 11-13, and took down a couple of other teams as well in the making of the Winter Champs. So LG, this is survival in the open qualifiers. They've already made it to the closed, but can they keep on going forward to the semis?
I mean, surely so. Envy has had a very good history on Split, but they've had their whimpers here and there in these last 3 months, in a sense. Well, I guess you could say in the overall point of view, yes, 70% win rate throughout their entire history on the map. But if you really look at it from a microscope, 5-3, almost even in a sense going into this tournament. But it's really not only that, it's Envy really innovating on this map, having some historic battles. Even I think at one point they ended up beating T1 13-1 on this map. Split has been really free real estate for this team, but it's almost been the exact same thing for Luminosity. In fact, other than Ascent and Icebox, this map is one of their best out of the main three. Split, Bind, and Haven. Split is the best out of those three main ones. So if there is ever a chance for LG to take away a map from Envy, this is it.
Yeah, you talk about the 13-1 victory that Envy had against T1. Well, LG just last night against FaZe, the third and final map, took it 13-2 to close out that series. So LG, they again, well, I kind of maybe downplayed their skill, are still looking really, really good. Envy on the attacking side, LG starting it off on the defense. Again, it's survival here for LG, at least in the open qualifiers. Everyone in the top 8 has got that close qualifier spot, but everyone wants the best seeding going forward. Now, Envy, they have been looking good recently. Again, like you said, very innovative. They've always been running this Sage, the Sky recently for Crashies as well. I mean, this agent composition, again, I feel like entails a banger of a map. But I said that on Bind, and we only got a banger from one of the sides.
Oh, I mean, that's almost what we saw in the map before. Gen G still had like a layer of competitiveness in a sense, but that was the full NRG show. We still saw glimpses of LG throughout the map, especially your boy Dre and Thief. Those two had some really good stellar individual frags, but it's gonna have to combine. I mentioned the word stellar. There is literally no pun about it. Stellar still has that fragging potential on him. It's just that really this entire team hasn't really gone out on their own yet. One player that has been very hyped up for myself has definitely been Moose. Moose coming in from CS, he was known as more of an aggressive player. Is still more or less very individualistic, but his stats are always very, I guess you could say, consistent. In that last map, he looked completely out of sorts. At this point, everyone needs to step up to the plate. And LG, they have a perfect opportunity now on the defensive side, historically the better side of Splits. And it could be a banger for this Luminosity squad, but let's see how they treat it out. Wall is actually going to go deep into heaven this time, but Envy, they already have full control of the mid side. It might be making their way into elevator. Still a couple of decisions to be made as LG, they buckle down.
Yeah, everything really pivots around this mid area. It's such an emphasis for these top teams on Split, and both of these teams know the contest. So Stellar wants to prevent any chance that they could walk into Mailbox, but Envy, they want that surprise factor. They want them to think that they can go into Mail at any moment, but in reality, they've taken full control of the A heavens, but they still slow down. Envy not committed. They still vie for control, and now here comes the take. The wall goes up, there's no chance for a peek there, and now they need to isolate these 1v1s on site. There's one player, Moose, sitting and waiting. The frenzy will sting, and there's only just gonna be enough for one. Healed up now is Mame, and the retake commences.
Barely good enough for one, and he's still able to get a little bit of damage onto another, but now Envy, they have full control of this site. Again, a great wall off the post plant coming in for the boys of Envy, actually clearing up that heaven area, and just like that, it's gonna delay so much time. Food, FNS, both with frags, but now it's already equalized. Mame needs this frag in such an off angle. Same thing with FNS, but can't find it. Now Mame, he picks up the ghost, and he cleans it up for himself. How many times are we going to see this, Sully? LG with a golden opportunity to win a round, with a man advantage going into an XV1, and they lose it out some way, somehow. Mame, you absolute legend.
Comes up huge when they need it most. Those ghosts turning people into ghosts. LG, a difficult retake nonetheless, and Envy had good post-plant positions, but LG, they nearly brought it. Envy looked to be a little bit stagnant on that site, but now they've got that one out of the way. They've got to buy. Again, LG, no force-up bag. They're not going to invest too much into this one, but they will have a couple of upgraded pistols. A Proto. Early on drops the cam. We'll look for some info. The Trailblazer in, and Moose completely stunned. Now, is he going to try to abuse it? You better believe it. He's got the kill onto Moose. The wide and B main gives him that easy access. And there's no trade back. Dre tried it with the shorty, and LG 2v5 now. I think this round is already a wash here, at least for the side of Envy.
It was expected anyways. LG didn't get too much cash into this one, and well, Thief, he tries to make himself maybe a little bit of a chance. He sticks over towards that A side, but yeah, again, in the end, Envy taking it away off the second round conversion. And that's the fun thing about really tier 1 teams, right, is that we don't really see those round 2 conversions fail all too much. It's really a showcase on how the team is really feeling and how their economy is really going to work out for the short term. Because now the Envy, they restricted the damage to really only one casualty. They can still rebuy very, very easily going into this next round in terms of util. And not only that, but it's going to keep building. And LG, the pressure just keeps mounting against them. This is the bonus, and wow, that slow orb. You actually hate to see it. Hits a little. It's almost like a scaffolding.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but hits a divot, and yeah, unfortunate. You see it on the cam, but yeah, full rifles out for LG. This is massive for them.
Crashy's continuing to spot. Doesn't get much from that. They're playing slow. Again, mid control is the name of the game, Envy. This is an important round. Their bonus as they look to keep as many alive and possibly even win this round. Take as many of LG down, and their 3 players stack this info. Huge, huge from Crashies, but Stellar up top is only going to be able to get one. Now, those players need to swing. That double box will keep at least Moose intact, but there are players starting to swarm. Caboose on the back lines, but Moose pivoting around this box that is only good for one, and Thief has arrived. 2 versus 2. The spike, it can't go down safely, as Thief still showing so much presence with the Leers.
Presence with the Leers, and not only that, but he has the backup. Still 2 players in that area, but this is a massive smoke. Crashies, a couple of bullets to the smoke. Wasn't able to snag anything, but Caboose is here for the insurance. These players for LG, they're actually going for the wide swings. They have no information. Zero. Zilch. Nada. They still go for the hard risk. And Crashy is vibing. He already has the full ulti, so if anything, he could do a little dancey dance on the corpses of LG. Envy, they survive the bonus round with really living up to the bonus name. They have a whole lot more leverage on top of LG now.
Yeah, so much to go around. Mame doesn't even need to buy. He can save up for the op in the next. He'll go for the Blade Storm instead. So, Envy, this seems to be an explosive round, right? You can get that dash in from Mame. You can explode onto the site. Now, he doesn't have a raise to accompany him, which is something that is always super good to have behind you. But an early bird going up to try and get early information. Mame trying to dash, and well, he doesn't have the dash anymore. He goes out, right-click misses, and he is punished. Unfortunately, that Caboose takes that frag away from him, but Moose still around the corner, gunned down by Crashies. They weren't affected by the blind. And a 3v4 as a Proto tries to go big, but he's sent home. Envy in a 4v2.
there's really not much that these last two players can do. They already know that at least laying around, they could upgrade their guns or something of the sort, especially going into the next round where, again, they're going to have to reinvest and their cash isn't exactly a great option for them. So a couple of exits could work out, right? And indeed, nice shots in from Thief. Gets a little bit of damage in, and Crashy's going a little bit nuts, getting all of that information. Cheeky jumps. There's still one up top. But again, Envy, just like that, they're going to be able to win the round, but not without a couple of casualties. 2 off the post plant. And wow. Okay. Stellar actually going to go down to it. He might have actually aimed down for a rifle or something on the floor. He wanted to get a little bit more time and wasn't patient enough. Don't really know what happened. We get the cam off him, but okay. Envy now with a 4-0 start. No one from LG was able to really garner too much in that last round in terms of economy, but now looking at least in terms of the setup from Envy, still going for a little bit of a split, but more defaulty.
Yeah, Mame now back in the op as predicted from the last round. Crashy's has been very good at holding this control. This blinding light has been so useful for info, and Mame, you hear the op shot ring out, but you've seen the kill feed. It's Stellar instead, who takes him down. Early advantage, but a revive available. If Food can cross safely to his body, Caboose is going to ensure the safety of his teammate, and he does take a little bit of a peek, and he gets maybe a little bit too into the mix. Food good with the trade, but 4 ults for LG. Again, Stellar has a revive of his own, so Envy, they're playing a very risky game right now. The advantage can easily go back to LG. Envy, that default has started to run dry as FNS has to back away. They need to group up and take a site now.
Still relatively slow though, because watch out, LG, they have a whole lot of lanes covered, especially in heaven. Thief, this is a massive opportunity for him, but he just can't get exposed. Barely any flashes to use. If I'm not mistaken, though, the Hawk could definitely make some noise, but this is actually a little bit of a shift walk that Thief has to win. But Mame, with great pressure and great patience, is going to be able to get the frag back. Now it's a Proto on site. Great line. I'm going to be able to get 2. Still 2 more players off the drop. There's nobody here to help. Never mind. There's one actually in B main that could help, but instead now, a Proto taking down Crashies. Still just 1 remaining now with FNS taking down a Proto, but this round is done and dusted. Double heaven and no time remaining. That's LG and the performance that they needed from a Proto.
When you need a Proto, he steps up. How many times did he do it on Bind? Well, he does it here again to give LG their first on offensive side. Envy, you can't let them get that momentum. You saw what happened on Bind and how they got so streaky with it, and they just started to peel away. Envy, they were stopped by 1 man, a lineup of 2 to pivot around as well. So clean from him. And he does everything in his power to keep these players back, and that's exactly what you want from a Proto. He had a stellar game last night as well, dropped something like 63 kills against FaZe. So he's no stranger to fragging out here, but Envy, surprisingly, economy has taken a much worse turn. Some Bulldogs had to be arranged, and the credits moving forward might not be in the best position. Cypher Cage to deny that one way any information, but once more, Crashies on the opposite side is starting to work around, but a Proto from the last round is looking for something. Moose finds the first, however, a TP into the back from Caboose. He's trying to get this control, but there isn't much that Envy can go off of right now.
No, not at all. Stellar just takes down FNS in what was essentially an info battle. Tries to go towards the back lines, and wow, Caboose all in his lonesome. Taking down Sue. And not only that, but his teammate is already ready and raring to go with a control back, so that's going to be a plant down. 2v2. As Luminosity, as they pick up a little bit of steam, they need to keep up that momentum. And the one player that could do it is definitely a Proto. He had a couple of kills in the last round, but Stellar is actually going to be on the front lines of this one. He's most likely going to be the first man to fight down in hell. Caboose, he's been insane thus far, and he doesn't lose these ones out, but he does anyways. Mame on the front lines, and Stellar and a Proto. They split up the responsibilities, they split the frags, and they're going to take an entire round for LG. Envy. Boy, what a chance that was to take away a whole lot of confidence and momentum from LG, but instead now, LG still has a huge chance.
Second round on the board again. Envy's economy taking a huge turn for the worse. Mame will be able to pick up the Bladestorm, but again, Bulldogs are ranged. Caboose will have his. LG, can they convert this one? It'll break Envy and possibly give them a chance to tie and maybe even take a lead early on. Envy looked good for the first 4. Their defaults aren't necessarily working out anymore. They can't get the kills. LG are giving them nothing to play with. They're playing around their own utility. And Envy, how do you adjust? Does Food slow up, get stuck again? Let's hope not. This time, it's all good. Lands exactly where you want it. Mummy, the solo lurk towards B. Crashies has been playing here in the past, and the Boomba will reveal him, I'd imagine. Just for now, he'll be fine.
Here.
A Proto in the back. Heaven conceded except for a trip. They'll be walking in, and Thief is ready. Sitting by the line of... Oh, taken down, I was going to say, on the zip line. And Food rips him apart. Envy clear out Heaven. And now a Proto a little bit paranoid as there's nobody watching his screens unless these rotations get here quick enough.
Here.
That slow burn once again. Stellar. Still over towards the back lines, but what a setup. Food completely covers off the back line of Heaven with his wall to make his way down into elevator, and the information has been spread down over towards B, with the 2 players here just buckling down, just getting ready for this take. Your boy Dre, he takes on a paranoia, but now he has the showstopper, but Food with the off angle takes him down, and Mame from essentially out of nowhere wins out his own battle on the B
30
site.
seconds left.
Yet another 1-2 combo, but this time it's in the hands of Envy. And now it's the exact same duo, but with a whole lot taller of a task. A Proto, Stellar, have to make their way on, but it does look like at least one of them are looking for the save, and now it has to happen. Crashies takes down Stellar, and in Proto, the best thing that this man can do is take things frag by frag and potentially go for a save. Just a couple of exits, man. Yeah, no, he's got to go ASAP. Envy has more than enough control. Time has ticked down. And oh my. A little bit anticlimactic, just a little bit of a right click. But Envy, I mean, you got to think about the route, right? That was a massive take over towards A for how much pressure they actually had on the B site.
Right, you have Mame lurking, though. That's the main thing that I think dictated where Envy were going to go. The wall goes up where they have in control. They understand rotations. That's the key thing, like I mentioned early on, is taking mid control and understanding how the rotations are going to work. Envy, very aware that players are going to rotate back towards the screen sides because essentially a Proto, like I said, completely off guard, and they timed it perfectly with Mame. That wall goes down, Mame swings out, and Envy take the round. Now, LG, that was an important one. Economically, they would have been so set for the half. But now they've been battered down to just pistols. Crashies will take control. It's your boy Dre sitting up in the corner of mailroom, and he's got a delivery. It's one sheriff, but not more. Good trade back, though, from Food. Seller to find a second for LG. They've got an advantage, and Thief could steal another one away if not been for Mame. 40 HP, and LG have got info off a neural theft.
Surely so. Now watch out for
That's
Boost.
big.
Still holding it down. He knows that there's one more on site, but Mame in such a good off angle. This could just work out in his favor for at least a kill back. But Crashies, oh, split attention. Still splits down for at least one kill back, but a Proto gets it. Mame 40 HP, waiting out for the peak, needs the headshot onto Stellar, but it simply won't happen. LG, they win out their battle really throughout the entire map. That elevator in mid area has been so contested. And LG, they make it the right moves and actually starting to fight that one out 1v1. And Envy, with barely any options, almost desperate in a sense, they split up. They needed some heroic plays, and it doesn't work out. 3-5.
There, a little replay from Dre. Could have gone the second, but it draws enough attention away to allow Stellar to swing, and Moose. Great adjustment as well. It looked like for a second he was going to go down instantly with that second swing, but Crashies wasn't able to collect upon it. LG, 3 rounds up, an eco essentially with one hero rifle turns into a win. No, Envy, this is a fast play. They've got seekers, flashes, everything they need. Slowing it down just a tad bit,
Only
trying to play the default out.
here.
They're really trying to play this default out. They want to instill in the mind of LG right now that they're not going to be committed, but they are. Like you said, one player in the back. It's Moose who's overwhelmed, but Moose deals with one. Spike will go down. There's no revive available, at least for the side of LG, but Food has brought his teammate back for a 5v4.
Oh, well, watch out. Food wants to take this advantage all the way to the moon, boys. Food still taking it forward, and now one more player over towards the ramp area, hidden behind at least his own shells, but even then, FNS is there to help. 2 more players remaining for LG. They're both stuck. Oh no, both stuck in a weird position, but they're actually still able to get the kills. I don't know how this happens, but a Proto and Stellar always remaining as the last 2 players in the round. And oh my, Stellar gets this kill. He still has a wall and he could play up with time, but it's simply not going to happen. Crashies gets the kill, and Envy still hold on for the win.
6-3, LG with 4 charged up ults. Dre the only one off of it. But these ults can come in so handy. The revive, the Omen ult, the TP. Get so much information. Now Envy, economically, they are again struggling. It's been the battle, the war of attrition between these 2 teams, and LG, they find themselves with another buy, a risk. Dre has been dominant in mailroom. He's going to take it up with a judge this time. LG, no more messing around, no defaults. Looking for control mid again, though. Thief is the one to peek. He's got Leers to swing, and Dre up close with the Trailblazer. A slow warp to stop it, but they do have info. That's what they were looking for. And off of that, Envy looking for a little bit more. Big flash, big swing, but Stellar not able to get the kill.
Well, not just yet, but there's still a whole lot more time and a whole lot more space. Seriously now for LG to just clamp down on. There you go. Thief takes that one, and there you go. Just a 1-2 combo, and he can still go for more. This man is still on 100 HP, and he gets so much info. And your boy Dre with the judge, and then a Vandal. Oh man, that's beautiful from Dre. I mean, we've talked about combos before, but that was multi-utility. Multifaceted, like a Swiss Army knife. And now it's Caboose now, down to the 1v4. And Stellar has it back. LG, I mean, they needed a little bit of magic in that last round, but they made it look cool. 4-6 now.
I can't believe that Food doesn't check elevator and gives Thief a free first kill. I mean, completely unchecked. I mean, 1 and then the second. Beautiful use of the dismiss as well. You mentioned the information. Well, he gave it to Dre, fed it to him. 2 guns and 2 kills. And Envy, this one's getting really close in this first half. They had a great control, but LG, that individualism starting to show in the form of kills. And they're right back into this one. Envy on an eco, essentially. 1 hero rifle and a stinger to boot. But regardless, they definitely don't have the better guns here. LG with all the firepower and still holding on to their ultimate. Not only that, Dre's only 1 off the showstopper now.
Watch out, Mame. Still wants to make his way through again. Envy, they're running out of... What? They're running out of options. Where did that orb hit? Did that hit off of a Seeker and bounce back? I don't know if that was intended, but certainly a little bit interesting. This round, of course, not very entertaining in a sense. Envy still had the pistols back, but Sully, am I the only one going crazy, or did he just bank that off a wall?
No, I think he hit it off a Seeker. You know, the cabbages are always a little weird. You know, sometimes they have a mind of their own.
Yeah, we
I
do
hope.
have a replay
Yeah, we have a replay.
Oh,
Yeah, it did bounce off of it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, so cabbages have a body of their own, a mind of their own. And they apparently have a GPS as well.
No,
like
no,
you
certainly.
said. Yeah, like you said though, that round doesn't really matter in the whole grand scheme of things. It was an eco for Envy. But LG looking to tie things up 6-6. Thief has really come alive in the later stages. Envy is at another full hit. It is Blade Storm from Mame up in the heavens, denied by Thief and taken out by the Empress. Thief is online and a Proto in the back, whiffing a couple of shots, and it gives a chance. I think there was a TP from Caboose into the back as well. Wall goes up, they will gun it down, and the plant just in the nick of time. But again, revive here for Stellar. It could come in so clutch on the retake.
Again, Food, this is a stellar angle, but still so much more work to be done. LG, they have the post plants ready around to go, but Envy still breaking it down little by little. It has to be down now to your boy Dre. Already has one. Showstopper up. That's a beautiful start, but now Crashies has the angle, and that's a beautiful flick on from your boy Dre, but it's not enough. Envy, they're going to extend their scoreline to 7-5 as the half expires. I mean, that one got real chaotic at the end.
Yeah, super messy as well, and it's not a bad half for Envy. They take the lead on the attacking side, and LG, They're keeping things close, super intense right now. You thought that Thief had it. Here are the highlights from the half. A Proto comes up big. Him and Thief came alive. Thief in the second, a Proto in the first quarter. And here it is again, Thief. Great use in Dre. 2 kills, 2 different guns. But still, a lot more work to do regardless. LG, they've got a lot of work on their plates. They're down by 2 rounds. They're on the attacking side now of splits. It really does truly start with this pistol, more so than ever, because this could be the final map of the series, and they need all the momentum. We know LG are momentum based, and here is where it starts on the attack.
Again, we anticipated Split to really be a strong map for both of these teams. If anything, Envy, they have established themselves as one of the best teams on this map, and LG, as of recent, their statistics have shown up huge. Really, with both of these guys being even, it's as expected as you can get, but that's a beautiful counter wall. Everyone lines up in the B main area to make their way on, and it's super successful. No one from Envy expecting it at all. The wall doesn't break. They expect nothing of it, but instead, LG, full real estate of sight, and just like that, LG whittles this down to only 2 players. Not only that, but Mame's the last person remaining. Still gets the spray down and actually still surviving with 22 HP, but Thief is there for it. That is methodical, and that is wonderful. I guess you could say improv from LG.
Yeah, nice little burst. Love how it's like a symphony. Everyone goes up at the same time, and then Envy all go down one by one. LG.
Someone has to be the maestro, too.
Of course, the orchestrator. It's stellar. Does everything he can to set his team up, and then beautiful, beautiful post plant. Thief gets aggressive. Caboose never was going to expect that. Now moving forward, LG, I said they needed the pistol. Momentum, that's what swings a game, and well, they've got it back. Stinger bought up for 1 or 2, apologies. Spectre for another, and then the Vandal for your boy Dre. They take early control out mid. That smoke ain't going to stop them. And Envy, it's Crashies, who has a meager pistol to try and stop them, and a Boomba coming to his face. So full control here for LG early on. And while Envy have 4 players stacked, LG with his default can go either way they choose.
Anywhere they choose, LG. Just keeping it on the down low more than anything. Now that they're ready to explode, it's really just Envy that's really just get caught here. So many of these players, they committed over towards the B site, and, well, if that didn't confirm it, that wall just prevents everything. Mame, he had to use all of his util, essentially, to get that kill onto Stellar, and just couldn't succeed in doing so. Still a Proto here to stat pad a little bit, gonna be able to get 1 kill, still a little bit of help, too. 2 more players remaining, making their way out of elevator. FNS gets himself 1 back, but it's 7-7. It's a draw scoreline as LG, they head into their bonus round with Envy needing to pick up a little bit of steam, because these last 2 rounds, they've been picked apart.
Yeah, super quick by LG as well. Aggressive and fast-paced. That's what you want against a team that is very default heavy like Envy. I mean, Envy not really vying for control whatsoever. They kind of just let LG have it. And I think now you really do need to come back. Envy, like you said, they need steam. They need energy to get back into it. And, well, with Luminosity, with their bonus round, won't be looking to invest too much. Crashies, early bird, can get some information, but he does end up holding on to it. Late bird blinds 2 players, and they can take control back. However, Stellar's jumped on top of the box. He's trying to take a fight, maybe battle for it back. Stellar.
Oh my.
Okay. Nice clean shot on the Crashies. Where's the ball back from Food? The paranoia is the response, but he is blinded, and Dre is trying to take him out. But Food, what a hold in the heavens. Good Lord. It's mailroom for a reason. He's delivered a 3K. 2 players left, and LG stopped by 1 man.
Oh my god, Food is eating so good tonight, man. So many individual frags for him. I mean, when it comes down to it, LG, they've fallen into a lot of traps from the Envy team, and that one almost seemed to be more than in their favor. Food was almost literally in such a weird spot that he didn't really know where to go, but it's just the flow chart off of it. When you put up that wall over towards heaven, you almost expect it to get broken down. He plays up behind the wall instead, and if more time is really allowed, he could throw down a slow orb. If people actually want to rush in, oh boy, you know he could go big. Now at this point, he aims down for the ace, not able to get it though. A Proto now in a 1v3, and Sully again just breaking apart this team. Envy, they started to go a little bit nuts, but now with 15 seconds left.
Okay.
Hey, Proto, okay, I'm liking this.
He does have a cam set up in spawn as well. He can take a peek at that if he wants to, but only a trip to his utilization. They both drop, and oh, he will be dropped. I thought he had the headshot on the caboose as well. Envy, off of the bonus of LG, will take an 8th here. Exactly what they needed. We talked about Steam. Well, Food has provided it. Steamed up some LG, and 8-7. Envy have the lead right back. However, LG, again, that bonus, that didn't really matter too much. Here's their full buy, and even then, Envy are hard pressed to buy here. They don't have a lot of credits, and the buy is going to be really scrappy from them.
Gotta look back on this, right? I mean, that first kill was probably the hardest part of things, but after that, you start to heat up, and the players just start to walk into your crosshairs. I mean, as the angles ended up clearing, it was all too fun, but this one, LG is a little bit more targeted.
Yeah, definitely a rough buy again, Envy. Guardian, they're back in the mailroom. 2 players, both Mame. Lined up, here's the wall ready by Envy. Food needs to be careful. Mame, though, with a great angle and a great first kill. The wall is instantaneous. And there even was a peek from Crashies to get some info. A Proto spotted out. And FNS hold this one back. He has Cages up in heaven. Cage in the middle of sight. So we'll see if Envy are prepared for it. A Proto spotted again. Info collected for both sides. They're trading back and forth. And still LG heavy back towards mid, can get the revive onto Thief, and a Proto catches Crashies completely off guard. LG have turned this one back and have somehow taken the lead in terms of manpower.
Again, that's a little bit weird to actually say out loud because, again, the revival coming in, but again, that is just a little bit of semantics. LG, they could still make their way decently stellarly on site, but even then, Envy has that same power. They get a revival in, but the frags come in so quickly. Oh, man. I mean, you have to think about it, right? The rotation from Envy was so good, but 1 or 2 players, they were the ones that were really able to expose things. You have people coming in from the ramp side, catching on the rotations from Envy. They had 3 players in that one area alone, Sully, and not only that, but they wanted to focus up because of the heal. After that, LG essentially walking into what was a little bit of a trap, but they had the right options. They had the right plays, and Envy, they're mismatched.
Yeah, so quick as well. Everything happens in a blur. Heaven control and the swings are perfect. Envy, that looked to be their round. As soon as FNS sitting in that cubby, able to get one, but the trade from your boy Dre slows everything down, and that first kill triggers the rest. Envy on the back foot again as Dre gets another caboose. Torn apart here. Envy struggling, vying for control here as Crashies, but he doesn't have much to go about. He does have a Phantom, but he's taken so much damage. Mame down towards mid with the Blade Storm, but an entry from Dre. There goes the first flashback, and he's been stopped by the wall. Slowed down, but a rocket nearly takes one out, and Dre off the Vandal takes down another. It's Thief from the flank, and 2 left for Envy.
Yet another one where LG, with a whole lot of early pressure, they just win out the 1v1 battles, and it's happening again. Thief takes down Crashies, and Moose barely spotting out FNS right in that smoke. It's going to lead to a 9th round. Flawless here, Sully. That's the biggest thing to point at. LG, for all of these rounds that they've won, it's a rarity that we see anyone in a clutch. It's a rarity that we see so many casualties go down. So instead now Envy, they're such on the back line in terms of economy. The next time that we will really see LG in danger of getting reset is going to be just about 3 rounds from now. Just about that. So Envy, they're putting themselves so much deeper into this pit. And now with pistols, it gets even worse.
Yeah, but sheriffs can always be so deadly. Envy, you never know what's to come. And Mame, ooh, there's a first frag. And he sees the barrel as well of a Proto. They want this control. And it does look like FNS can pick up the rifle. No, he's gone for the neural theft instead. He wants the info, and they know where everyone is now. Food to react with a wall. Needs a big kill here. It's sheriffs all around, and Envy are turning the tides of this round. 1 kill is what they needed. Rifle picked up, and Mummy will maintain control of A, where they can now stack towards this B side or back towards mid if they need. Oh, no rifle for Mummy.
No rifle, and I mean, it's almost that difficult scenario, right, where they still anticipate a little bit of a cross up. Well, they kind of leave it on away, but still very much an opportunity for Envy to hold it on down. Instead, it is FNS that holds on to it. So Mame still with a classic. No way he gets a second kill with a classic. Come on, Crashies! From out of nowhere, he gets himself too. And just like that, the round is over. What on earth just happened? Envy! Interaction by interaction, they win out the round. So we go all the way back over towards ramp. Double coverage. One of the players gets all the attention in the world. He doesn't go down. That's the most important thing, Sully. Just get as much attention as possible towards him just to allow Mummy to get the frag. So there you go. That was that kill. And then later on into the round, one person in elbow. Mummy waits out for his opportunity to go in. Crashies is just Crashies. He goes absolutely nuts. And it happens again. Mummy in an off-angle position gets himself the third. Envy, they played that eco round to a T, and LG just got played.
Oh, and Mame again. You said he was with the classic, and now he's with the operator. Moose trying to re-aggress, and Mame back turn, not ready, but he does readjust. This man is on a swivel, and Moose could have a gravestone dug out for him already. Mame holding a tight angle, and Moose playing the waiting game. He's going around the corner, and he won't be spotted yet, but FNS, it's the crunch. If he goes down here, there's the peak, and down goes Mummy, but FNS not ready for the trade. He's got so much to deal with, and he takes one away. 3v3, LG back on the same terms, on the same footing, and it's Crashies on this site. Alone and down in the dumps. It's Stellar to send him to the Shadow Realm. Dre's up top. Where's the trade back? And Food comes alive just when they need it. We're back to a 2-on-2 with a spike. Not ready to go down just yet.
You say that, but still a little bit more setup. They were waiting for the smoke from Moose. Ran into the back line, so there you go. The preparations are done, but oh, FNS, he needs this first battle. Indeed, he's gonna get it, and Food comes in at the perfect time. Envy, how can you be so synchronized in a sense? You have, again, the flank coming in over towards that B main area, and somehow Food comes out of B main at the perfect time. And not B main, I'm sorry, spawn. And not only that, but he still had no idea where these players would be. He took a shot in the dark, and he went for the swing, Sully.
Here's the replay. FNS, huge hold to mid. They wanted that control. LG couldn't cut off rotations, and FNS, perfect timing. You mentioned Food from spawn. Well played to Envy. They take back the lead. They're not done just yet. It looked like LG had all the confidence in the world to steal this series. But now Envy, they're pulling this one back. 10-9 with the lead. Again, Mame with the operator, looking for an early peek. A dangerous one at that. He's caged off. And he can't risk his life here. He could get spammed down. Slow Orb in heaven, but Mame cage goes down, but he goes down as well. No frags, and FNS alone in the back. Food up top in heaven, and it's FNS to go down, but Food to come alive. He's got two. He finds three. He might just take a fourth here, but it's Caboose from behind to take it. 1v2, and it's Thief. He's been in this position before, but can he turn this one into a win?
1 minute left to play around with, a whole lot of util. The Empress should come out at this point, and indeed it could. Thief, he's not even gonna go for the revive either. No heal. And what? No attention, for the wide swing comes in at the perfect time for Food. There you go. Food coming up absolutely massive for the second round in this game. Earlier, he had to play in heaven. This man is so versatile. LG, they walk into their crosshairs, and LG, they have no chance to get this guy.
No chance at all. Envy now on 11. Food pops off. You said it. Absolutely huge for the second time. Caboose, man. You just stole an ace from your teammate. That should have been Food's, but
that should have been.
It should have been. I thought he had it on the Classic as well. I mean, the bullets perfectly traced back onto him, but hey, Envy will be happy with a round regardless. But 5 ults for LG. Dre's got a showstopper. And Stellar's got a revive. Empress for Thief, not to mention everything here for LG. They need to use ults to close it out because economically, they are not sound. They lose this round. Envy on 12 and a possible match point. Well, they will be on match point, but a chance to close it out even better. Double slow orb and Food back to his fragging ways. Takes down another to make it 5-2.
It had to be him, but no. LG with, again, very few options. Especially with the early frag, they have to very much split apart. And again, the most important part of this round is, again, the ability to revive. That is gone now as the Sage goes down. But your boy Dre, very much waiting for his opportunity to pull out the showstopper. He hasn't gotten the opportunity yet, and he might just go down for his efforts. Indeed, he doesn't. Your boy Dre gets the kill back, and now Moose gets through the smoke. They try to walk through. They have no chance. But now Mame, welcome on back, has the op in his hands, and he has more than a chance now to pick up a couple. The one in the off angle. Oh! Damn, okay, Mummy actually does get one on sight. That had to be as quick as humanly possible. So now FNS, 1v2, almost literally the same position where his teammate got crossed up on, and he's gonna check that same position where Thief is actually switched back, and just like that, LG, they play with the minds of Envy to keep this game still within 1.
Envy as well, struggling. Hard pressure cash. It's been the same theme all over. They cannot get a straight buy forward when they lose a round. Envy. This is a big one for them. LG take this one. Envy broken. Then you know what's next. 12 for possible LG. 3 ults still around. And Stellar going down. They hold on to that revive. That could become huge in a post plant or a retake or whatever they need. LG, Bird goes down early. Info collected. Mummy trying to play off of it, but smoke's dropped. Lear's out. And Mummy can't take this peek. He has to concede. The wall ready. Slow orbs out first, however, by Food. And Envy, they sit back. Again, they're not one to really push a certain part of the map. They're not going for map control. They can play the sites. 2 players here, Caboose and FNS. They have a cam to get info. But only 2 players here ready. Mummy can make that rotation as they throw the wall up mid. Safe rotations back. And there's a 3rd player arriving. And FNS with the info. There comes one. Tags him through the cage, but it's Caboose. Forced back by a nade. And Mummy's arrived as the 3rd. FNS underneath. Trying to go big, but Thief shuts him down. And Mummy with the swing. Whoa. This is what you want from Envy. And they've got a 12th round here as LG taken down by the man Mummy and Food. Envy need 1 more to close out the series.
It's the team combo, everyone contributing, everyone on that site at the perfect time, and LG, they just fall into the trap. There's really nothing else to say, right? Envy back into their old form, but LG now. This is where they can step up to the plate. This is really where this team can prove why they've been on the streak that they've been in for the past few months. Careful. This is where they can really prove that they're a tier 1 caliber team. 2 rounds separating the 2. LG need to survive somehow. It's not the close qualifiers just yet, but it's their opportunity to show up.
Mame overwhelmed here. But he does have Food in the back. Thief taking a lot of damage, but healed back up by Stellar. FNS has got info. This round for LG means everything. Slow orb down to again prevent the push. Mame holding. LG, it's a swing from Crashy. That is so risky. There were 3 players here. And any one of those bolts could have been stray and caught him by the head. Mame on the up, taken down by Thief. So fast and lightning quick. Now where's the trade? There's none to be had. Thief has got 2, and he spun this round right back in their favor. Now Crashies might be exposed. There's a double swing, but Crashies goes unchecked, and it could be the play to keep them in it. Crashies, Birds go out, Thief goes down. He's looking for 4, but Caboose in the clutch.
Caboose in the clutch. Who else but this guy? Gonna be able to get the first. Now Spike finally goes down, but the Paranoia out in a beautiful spot has one up against the
angle.
Caboose puts the nail in the coffin. Envy is gonna take it 2-0 over LG. In what a performance from Crashies. Caboose comes out with a 1v2. It's everything that you wanted from an envious perfect ending. They take the set 2-0. over Luminosity.
Huge plays for the side of Envy. 13-10, 13-6 on map 1. A great series between the two of them. We expected it to go longer, but Envy wanted it short. They cut things short here, and they take the series. Huge ups to them. They make it to day 4. The semifinals await for them, and what a game it was. They now have to battle. Such a heroic performance, and LG, they're not done just yet.
No, I mean, LG, of course, they still have the closed qualifiers coming up, and what can I say? Envy, that is the team that we've been anticipating for a while, and they did end up slowing down a little bit in recent time. Yes, they ended up winning a tournament in December, but still more work to be done. Envy has semifinals tomorrow. It is only open qualifiers, like I mentioned. The closed qualifiers is really where these teams are going to have to show up, but that was a big opportunity for LG to really get some momentum flowing. That was really the game that I would have been like, all right, these guys are, if before they weren't legitimate contenders to already make it into the second Challenger series, that would have been the one to really confirm it. Yeah. So if anything, LG, they're reaffirming my idea that this team still has a little bit to work on, but they're still very much volatile. Now, Envy, however, they keep up their streak, and it's super cool to see them in the form that they are on right now.
Yeah, Envy looked amazing. Obviously, we had 2 victors here on stream, so we can take a quick look at the bracket. We can see who exactly Envy will be facing. I believe it's going to be NRG in just a little. I hope we have a graphic, or else that's a little bit awkward. But regardless, Envy, they'll be playing against NRG. They have a huge feat. NRG looked amazing, and on the other side of the bracket, Sentinels beat out Andbox, and Immortals versus XSET still going on, but currently Immortals up 1-0 in the series with a 13-4 victory in their first map. I mean, the entire quarterfinals has looked amazing for all these teams, and thankfully we've got the bracket up. Yep, Sentinels 2-0ing Andbox, Immortals up 1-0, and there's that matchup, NRG versus Envy. What a banger waiting to happen.
No, absolutely, that game is going to be one to absolutely look out for. It's 2 teams that, again, it's almost like the same dynamic that we had between LG and Envy, where LG, they're on such a hot streak, but they have to face on this old guard known as Envious. But then NRG, it's almost the exact same thing. They're going through kind of the hit list of tier 1 teams. They take down Gen G, and now they have to take down Envy to really make their names extremely known. So that's going to be a huge storyline looking out for tomorrow. But really what I want to look out for is potentially a game between XSET and Sentinels. If that goes down, XSET, again, they're another one of those rising lower tier 1 teams that haven't gotten their chance to really, I guess you could say, establish themselves. They shut down TSM out of this tournament. They didn't even make it into the closed qualifiers, but now facing up against Immortals, an other team that still has a whole lot of potential but hasn't shown it all too much. Now they're down 1-0. XSET needs to show their true colors to make it onto Sentinels. It's an insane bracket. It's a great time, folks, and that's going to be the end of our mainstream broadcast for today. But before we go, we have a couple of formalities, and one of those is going to be none other than the sweet play of the day, brought to you by Mike and Ike. And Sully, I think you can already predict which play we're going to be looking at. It's the 4K from Food.
Oh, what an insane play. I mean, there were so many to pick and choose from the day. Gen G versus NRG had a host of them, but Food, I feel like this makes it sweeter because it is such a crucial round, and he's all by his lonesome. Literally no support, but Food, when they need it most from Envy, they call upon him, and he comes up big. Should have had the ace, but LG, they end up denying him a proto, left in a 1v3. Such a difficult position to be in, but huge props to Food. He came up clutch. He top fragged in that first map, and then came up even bigger on split when they needed him. Huge props to him in the sweet play of the day. Well deserved.
Absolutely. Congratulations to Food. Congratulations to Envy. Again, they move on into the next day. They move on to Saturday. They play their semifinals game against NRG tomorrow. But before we go, we have a couple of shout outs. First of all, just announced, coming in from Riot and Valorant esports in general, Oceania, the Australian region, yes, they actually do get their own chance at some Valorant international glory. And just announced by the LPL, they have the 2021 Valorant Oceania Tour in partnership with Riot Games. The LPL is going to be running this 10K tournament this 10K, I think it's Australian dollars. I can't say US dollars, but Australian dollars per stage. And it's the path to North American Championships, believe it or not. So we could see even more international talent coming over to the North American stage. So for you North American fans out there watching this tournament, keep an eye on this one. There could be some great scouting to look out for. Gonna be a great tournament, folks. And one last thing before we go, one last formality. We wanted to thank our peripheral sponsors for this tournament, HyperX. They are the utmost quality and comfort standard in esports. You guys already know how it is. I'm already holding on to my own wireless headset brought to you by HyperX. It's ultra comfortable gaming and wireless at the same time. Go pick one up yourselves and support our sponsor for this challenger stage. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching yet another game day here for challenger stage number 1, but it is only heating up. Semifinals is starting right here tomorrow at I think 7 p.m 6 p.m EST. Don't really know just yet, but follow the social medias of Nerd Street Gamers to get up-to-date information. That's at NerdSTGamers. As for myself and Sully, you can follow me on Twitter at @upmind_Sully, at SullyCasts. We're done for now. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.